What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to this Scale News Update. If you're not familiar with the show, this is where we talk about the news topics that happened in the scale world of RC over the past week. If you enjoy the Scale News Update, hit the like button and let's jump into this week's topics. First for this week, a new release from Element. Last week we talked about the tease of the IFS 2, but that new IFS 2 comes underneath of a new version of the Element Enduro platform. This is the Utron, not Ultron, but just Utron, or something like that. It is a FJ Cruiser-esque truck conversion thing, like a Ute, but not with a car, and instead with an SUV. Opinions are wildly mixed on the appearance of this body. I've never been a huge FJ Cruiser fan, and I probably like FJ Cruisers a little bit more than I like this version of an FJ Cruiser. I think that again, opinions on styling likely will continue to vary widely on this platform. However, the nice thing about it is that it is available for $299. So they hit that low price point because this comes on the SE chassis platform type setup. So a lot of cost cutting is put into that. You know, the original SE has bushings throughout the vehicle rather than bearings. This now has the IFS rather than the straight axle, but it is a newer, updated version of that IFS. The original IFS was not great. This one looks like it took some of the design modifications that Knight Customs did and kind of integrated some of that. This is licensed by Camberg now, which probably doesn't mean too much more than just throwing the name onto the product. But it is cool to see Camberg, being licensed on the platform itself. Either way, if you are looking for a new Element platform, you're interested in possibly trying an improved IFS system, then this is a low risk gamble as far as the price goes. It's about as cheap as you're going to be able to get into an RTR trail crawler these days. So, like it or hate it, there's a new option for you if you're an Element fan. Next, Proline released a couple of new versions of tires for the ARRMA 1/7 scale. These are both NASCAR themed. The first version is the new style NASCAR wheel and tire package, which uses a larger wheel, less sidewall on the tire, center lock, going with the new rules that were implemented in the NASCAR series. The next one is a version of the truck series tires, which are the more traditional large sidewall steely wheel. Personally, I think the truck wheels and tires look great. They're definitely a departure from the hoons that come on the ARRMA infraction, limitless, felony, and whatnot. Both of these setups come belted, so they should be stable at speeds, somewhere around 100 miles an hour, I think is where you can usually take the, ARRMA or Proline belted tires. If you like the style of either of these, they could pair well with some of the bodies that have become available. And there is a new ARRMA NASCAR body now available. This is the 2023 NASCAR Ford F-150. This is from the truck series, obviously, as you can tell by the truck shape of the body, but this comes in a teal. Obviously the livery that goes along with the 2023 year for the number 38 truck. It's cool to be able to buy the truck body, wheels, and tires to make that whole platform look super appropriate. I'm surprised that we don't have that as an out-of-the-box option because it does look really good. But even if you're not a big NASCAR or NASCAR truck series fan, I feel like you can appreciate what they've done here. A quick tip if you're looking for a new body is the JConcepts Creep Cab only version. It's on sale for $19.99. Lexan is expensive these days, and to be able to pick up that cab only creep body for $20 seemed like something that was worth putting in the scale news. So jump over, grab those. I imagine while supplies last. I wonder if that body is not going to be sticking around or what. I have to imagine it's a popular option from JConcepts, so I'm not 100% sure. Makes you wonder, at least with a price drop like that on what I assumed would have been a fairly decent selling body. Link to those in the description below. Then Cross RC's got a new teaser for their Emo X2 Cougar. Now this is a very clearly XJ inspired body option on the Emo X2 platform, which is a larger 2.2 size platform. So this isn't your standard 1.9 trail truck, a little bit larger in all of the directions. underneath of that XJ style body, we do have locking and unlocking differentials, portal axles, a 2-speed, the works. The inside of that XJ does look like it has a nice interior to go along with it as well. Bumpers, slide, a pretty standard truck beyond that. Don't see a ton of details yet. Cross is real weird with how they put out information and details before any of it is actually published on the website. So I imagine we'll see it before too long, but who knows with Cross. They're so weird with how information is actually put out there. Drives me nuts. Our Squirrel Drive just added a new product to their website. I believe this is actually made by CC Hand, but this is for the Vanquish VS410 Phoenix. And this is a rear bed rack, a pretty simple style that bolts onto the upper rails of that rear cage bed assembly. But it gives you this nice kind of adventure rack that goes back there. It doesn't go all the way to the top of the roof line, but it's made so you can put other accessories on top of it to fill it out to about that style. It's also got some cabinets or compartments on the sides of the bed rack that do have a magnetic close to them. So it just gives you kind of that overland style fairly simply and at a decent price. So if you've got the VS410 Phoenix or you're using that bed on any project that you may have, take a look at this rack. Thought it was pretty interesting. And speaking of ARRMA 17 scale stuff, Delta Plastic released a new Hellfire body for the ARRMA. This clearly is a Dodge Challenger Hellcat, and Delta Plastics, I've never owned one of their bodies specific. Well, actually, the Mon 14. I believe they are the manufacturers of such a fine body. But Delta Plastics released this, and I used their photo exactly as it comes off their website. They take some of the worst photos on the internet. Like items not centered. It's kind of on a cluttered background, but the body looks pretty good. Straight SRT Hellcat decals that come with it, and I mean it's kind of a perfect platform for that body to go on, other than the the all-wheel drive difference, of course. But as far as shenanigans and tire smoke, the Hellcat body is a perfect body option. Holmes posted up that he's got a new servo coming for the mini crawlers. This is the BLS HV150. Nice tiny servo, but uses a standard 25 tooth servo horn output. Nice, you don't have to have any special servo horns. You can bolt on just about anything that you probably already have laying around. It has the nice design of being able to use 2 screws per side to mount it, or the single center mount screw with that tab design that is used on micro servos. This does say that it will fit in many of the mini servo applications, but it is going to be like a tight fit in the TRX-4M without either just kind of a little bit of pressure or shaving the mount down a little bit. Either way, going to be a higher power servo for those mini applications. Worth keeping an eye out. You can see the details, sizes, and things like that as soon as it hits the website, which I do believe will be soon. And on the topic of the mini side of things, Knight Customs released their mini monster truck conversions. Now they've got both SCX24 and TRX-4M size chassis options available. You can pick up both of these on his My Mini factory. Super detailed, with some engine interior style compartments. The sizes of each of them are appropriate for the sizes of the axles that will go underneath of each. Full details are available for each of the sizes, what you see and what becomes available. Definitely go check those out if you've been thinking about building a mini monster truck. Definitely a lot of detail in this chassis design. Definitely worth checking out in case you're just trying to change something up compared to like the FMS Smasher. The road to the Rockies is over, but the coverage isn't, at least. I got home about an hour and a half ago. It's 10:30 at night now. It's been a long many days of travel and competing. Had an absolute blast. The cars got finished. They did great. We had great results, and I will get you the coverage from the TGH Rocky Mountain Regional Championship here very soon. Probably get it out tomorrow for you, at least for the first video, which will cover Class 1, the one where most of the work happened. So I'll get that out to you then. It was an absolute blast. I am exhausted. The weather was a roller coaster. But don't forget, even though there will be more Road to the Rockies videos, live stream takeover is still happening Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. We have so much to recap. It was so much fun. We met so many people, hung out, even when the rain was coming down. So much to talk about. Really looking forward to this Wednesday's live stream. And then Friday Night Live. I'm not even sure what I'm going to do. I might just sit here and stare at the cars. But live streams back on, full effect. Same bat time, same bat place. 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Looking forward to getting back into some normal. Last week I asked you guys, have you made friends specifically through RC? And a huge portion of the audience had. They, good friends, new friends, sounds like a lot of you have made really good friendships through RC. And I think that's a great thing about this hobby and many hobbies in general. But this one just seems to do a really good job at it, at least for me. For this week's question, let's just keep it simple. What was the last project you completed? Little project, big project, full truck, or just an axle swap, a new body, whatever it is. What was the last project you completed? Drop it in the comments below. As always, super appreciate your guys' comments. They're my favorite part of the Scale News Update. With that, as always, thank you for watching the Scale News Update every Tuesday, no matter if I've been traveling or not. Hit the like button if you enjoy it. Subscribe if you're not already. Hit the notification bell to see the videos as soon as they get uploaded. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.